Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to my Demon Slayer KIMETSU no YAIBA read-through. We're going to be reading through chapters 107 through 115, which makes up volume 13 of the series. Just a little bit of a recap. We last left off in the last chapter of 106, where the demon Hantengu infiltrated the village of blacksmiths, where the Nichirin swords are made for the demon slayers. And as Tokito and Tanjiro try to take him on, they end up cutting off his head, but his body splits into two separate demons called Sekido and Karaku, who are now facing off against Tanjiro and Tokito and Nezuko, while Gyoko is out there on the outskirts of the village. And in the last moments, it shows Genya. I went back too far. It shows Genya actually preparing to aim at Sekido with a sawed-off shotgun, and that's where volume 12 ends. So let's move on to chapter 107, In the Way. And Genya begins this chapter by firing a buckshot directly at what appears to be Sekido. Karaku is the one without a shirt. Sekido is the one with the robes and the staff. But he fires his gun. He fires his shotgun at him, taking off both of their heads in one shot. And Tanjiro thinks, "What is that weapon? A gun? It smells just like a Nichirin sword." And Genya thinks one of them's still up. And then it appears that Karaku, the one who uses the fan that blew a massive hole into the building that Nezuko and Tanjiro were in and blew Tokito away, he says, "Oh, that was enjoyable. Fun even. I've never felt an attack like that before." And as his head is kind of hanging off, like it's weirdly graphic how his head is just hanging off by his spinal column and the flesh around it, and his head is turned completely upside down. And Genya prepares to close into him. And Tanjiro says, "No, Genya, no matter how strong the weapon, this demon..." And Genya takes his sword and just cuts the head off of Sekido. And Tanjiro finishes by saying, "Can't be defeated! No matter how strong the weapon, this demon can't be defeated! Every time you cut it, it just divides! It's rejuvenating, getting stronger! It wants you to cut its head off!" And then it shows Sekido smiling as Tanjiro kind of revealed what was going on. As Sekido kind of revels in this a little bit. It appears that he's reveling in it, and as that head is being cut off, more bodies start to grow around it. And Tanjiro thinks, this demon isn't worried that we'll take its head, so that's not its weak spot. Now it has 4 separate bodies. It regenerates so fast. There must be a clue. Where does it heal fastest? It must have a weak spot. Find it. Look closely. Something. Then all of a sudden, Nezuko reaches out for Tanjiro because one of the other heads of Sekido has sprouted bird-like limbs and wings, saying, "How wonderful. It's been so long since I divided." "This one can fly? The 4 each have different abilities. Don't worry about me, Nezuko. Help Genya." And then another one of the heads appears to be speaking to Genya, saying, "You're so weak, it's sad." And it shows Genya, who's been impaled through the chest. One of the heads, and I find it weird how these demons are regenerating into brand new bodies that also already come with clothes already on them. You would think if a head regenerates by itself, it doesn't regenerate brand new clothes onto it. If you're a Logia user from One Piece, I'd understand that. But they should just be regenerating their bodies themselves, not just brand new clothes, because this one has like a unitard looking outfit on. I don't know how to exactly describe it. And he actually has a brand new weapon. Not only are they regenerating these heads and body parts, regenerating new bodies, but they're also generating brand new limbs as well. Brand new weapons, not limbs, but brand new weapons to go with them now. So it's weird. But Genya has been impaled by another regenerated body using a spear straight through the chest. Genya! Nezuko, help Genya, please, hurry! You have the... And then the other one... Then the one that's carrying him, the bird, I'm going to call him the body with wings. The body with wings says, you have the luxury of worrying about others. And it opens its mouth, and on its tongue, it has the word joy carved into it. And I can't tell what it's doing. It looks like it's screaming at him. But Tanjiro goes, Hinokami Kagura? And before Tanjiro can do anything, the bird body screams directly in him. Think Black Canary, because it harmed him to the point where it caused blood to come out of his nose, blood to come out of his mouth, and blood to come out of his ears. And he just drops, and Tanjiro cuts off his foot that's holding him and drops down towards the ground. Good job. This is quite fun. And Tanjiro falls into the trees, thinking, grab onto a branch. And then he grabs onto one, and it snaps away from him. And he just falls all the way down to the ground, hitting a couple of branches here and there in order to try and slow his fall down. Hurry. Stand up. The villagers are in danger. I must protect them. My body is numb and I can't hear a thing. And then it shows that the bird leg that he sliced off of the body with the wings and the bird-like qualities, it's regrown a head on that severed leg stump. And it's preparing to scream into Tanjiro's face again. Now, mind you, Tanjiro had already had a tough time with the main body screeching into his ear. Now it's point blank on him, preparing to do the exact same thing again while he's unable to move. And then it shows Tokito on his feet and running back to the village again. I really went flying. Gotta get back fast. Then he sees someone in the distance. A demon? And a child? A child that's a swordsmith. He must be an apprentice. Helping him is a low priority. That one doesn't seem like the main body. Some demonic power created it. There's no reason to stop here. The whole village is under attack. To protect it, I must prioritize the chief and the skilled artisans. And the boy gets grabbed by what looks to be like a koi fish demon. Oh, I know what this is. This is Gyoko, because there's a vase on its back. Either this is Gyoko, or Gyoko had a hand in creating this thing. But it grabs the kid. And then, in an instant, a memory from when Tanjiro spoke to Tokito rings in his head saying, helping others often ends up helping yourself. And then it dawns on Tokito. And then in an instant, the demon arm grabbing the child is immediately sliced through. And the kid falls to the ground with Tokito standing in front of him, saying, if all you can do is get in the way, just run. And that's the end of chapter 107. Onwards to chapter 108. Chapter 108, thank you, Tokito. And then Tokito proceeds to slice the head off of this demon, but it immediately starts to regenerate a brand new one. I cut what seems like its weak spot, but it's not going down. It regenerates. So this is it? And then he slashes into the vase that's on his back. And this causes the koi fish demon to scream out in pain and immediately start to crumble away. So Tokito has found out its weak spot. It was getting power from the vase like I thought a blood demon... I was getting his power from the vase. Like I thought a blood demon art created it. And then the kid immediately jumps onto Tokito saying,
Thank you! I thought I was dead! Dead! I was so scared! I was wrong to call you Seaweed Head. I'm sorry.
Seaweed Head? Meant me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was mad at you.
I don't have time for this. I'm going, so you do as you please.
Wait, Kanamori is under attack too. And Haganezuka didn't sleep while he was repairing Tanjiro's sword, so you gotta help him. Any delay and they're done for.
And then Tokito thinks and says, no, And then the master pops up and says, you will definitely reclaim yourself, Muichiro. And then this rings in Tokito's head as he remembers back to the memories he has when the master was speaking to him way long ago. Like we're seeing some flashback panels here right now. And the master is speaking, saying, you must be confused, but right now think only about survival. As long as you're alive, it will work out somehow. Your lost memory will return. It isn't unnecessary to worry. It is unnecessary to worry. Do not miss this opportunity. Begin with trivial matters and clear the mist inside your head. And then they're screaming in the forest as it cuts to Tokito carrying the kid with him.
Hey, slow down a bit. We're nearly there.
Don't talk. You'll bite your tongue.
Ah!
Is this right? By doing this, I'm leaving the rest of the village unprotected. No, I can do this. The master recognized my value. I am Muichiro Tokito, the Miss Hashira of the Demon Slayer Corps. And then we cut to Tanjiro. As Tanjiro slices through the head of the bird-bodied demon that was attached to him. And Tanjiro immediately thinks, uh-oh, I cut it. Now what? If it grows another one? And he's looking on at the demon head he just cut off. And he slices it across the mouth, completely through. So the top half comes off and the other half is still there. They both regenerate enough to create separate mouths in order to hit Tanjiro at different spots with their Black Canary scream. Their supersonic, I'm just going to call it supersonic screams, because that's exactly what's hitting Tanjiro if it's enough to cause him to bleed like that. Let me sit up. Apologies. And he gets hit by it, and Tanjiro thinks, I see, I get it. The power of its attacks is weakening. And Tanjiro has a crazed look in his face. He's all like, it's weakening. Like it has that kind of look in his face. Maybe, although it divides, it doesn't gain any strength. In its mouth I saw words. Joy, anger, sorrow, and pleasure. Are the bodies of those the strongest? And if it splits any further, and he proceeds to skewer both of the mouths, it starts to weaken. And then the main body that carried him appears behind him, and Tanjiro thinks, behind me! And as that body prepares to scream at him again, Tanjiro barely manages to miss the scream. I have to defeat at least one of them quickly, then hurry to Nezuko and Genya. And then Tanjiro looks at his sword and notices that the mouths that he impaled are gone. The mouth I stabbed disappeared. But in his distraction, in this distracting him, he gets slashed across his right shoulder by the talons of the bird-bodied demon. How do you like my claws? So fast and sharp. They can crush a diamond. You should be trembling. Rejoice in the spray of blood. And then Tanjiro looks back and says, you first. And this surprises the demon as his head is split down the middle. Wow, I didn't even notice Tanjiro even cut him. He just cut him straight through the head before the guy had even noticed. Only in manga and anime can a person slice a person so fast you never see them cut, but that person's body just starts to split apart. You realize how fast you got to be faster than perception and thought? Manga and anime So crazy. That's kind of why I love it. But his head is sliced completely through vertically. And the demon is wondering what just happened as his body starts to slowly, like his head starts to slowly slide apart in halves. Like one side starts to slide before the other one. And then Tanjiro goes for him again. And Tanjiro and the bird body tries to scream at him again. But Tanjiro swiftly cuts straight through his tongue. Well, cuts straight through his mouth. And it shows him bringing his sword down, or it has a sword above him. But we cut to Nezuko going up against one of the other bodies. Hang in there, little girl, just a little longer. And he keeps laughing. Hey, what's wrong? And Sekido, the one that was not split, the one who has a staff, is saying, hurry, rip her limbs off. This is annoying. Don't interfere. This girl is mine. You and Isetsu get lost. So these bodies actually have names of their own. So I guess Isetsu says, I'll finish this one. The one who has a spear, the one who impaled Genya, that's Isetsu. And he says, I'll finish this one off. As Genya proceeds to hold on to the spear, and he grins, and Genya grins with another crazed look in his eyes, saying, it's stuck, and proceeds to use his shotgun to blow the head straight off Isetsu. And that is the end of chapter 108. Onwards to chapter 109. Whoo, I'm liking this. Chapter 109, Won't Die. And we're back here with Genya after blowing the head off Isetsu. And Sekido says, why is he hitting you, Isetsu? How infuriating and foolish. And it still shows Isetsu's body trying to pull the spear out. And Genya's doing his best to hold it. He's pulling it out. And Isetsu pulls out the body of Isetsu. The head has not fully reformed yet. But Isetsu pulls out the spear and in a downward swinging motion cleaves into the rest of Genya's body. You know what? If this was a regular human being, they would have died instantly. But here, and I'm not saying that Genya isn't dying, but he's coughing up an absurdly large amount of blood. And Isetsu's head reforms back onto his body. It wasn't completely blown off. It was just blown off enough for the neck to be, torn open and exposed. But it grows back and reattaches, and Isetsu says, too bad you won't die right away. And then we got Genya here, still sitting here, but Isetsu is saying, I aimed for a vital spot so you died quickly. Maybe it didn't work because you held the yari in place. But now this will kill you? And Isetsu is confused as Genya starts speaking words. Shaikoku. Jiju. I'm gonna see if I can say this straight through. Shaikoku Jiju Gijugi Ko Jiguki Kok Kodokuan. I butchered that. I'm letting you know now. I'm gonna butcher it. I'm seriously gonna butcher these. Shaikoku Jijugi Kodokuan. Yoda Ibiki Shu. And that's what Genya is saying. What the Amiti Sutra? How pious of you. He's still alive. Split his head, Isetsu. I know. Stop complaining. It makes me sad. And as Aizetsu prepares to bring his spear down on Genya, Genya is gone. And Genya is behind Aizetsu. I'll cut off your head as many times as it takes to kill you, you worm! But before his sword even reaches the neck of Aizetsu, he's immediately blasted with lightning, the result of Sekido. Gah! There's no way to dodge this lightning. That staff-wielding jerk. And Genya just shoots his shotgun at one of Sekido's arms. What's with this guy? Why won't he die? Aizetsu is landing killing blows, but... Then Aizetsu brings his spear into the side of Genya, who's still airborne, mind you, and sends him flying into a nearby wall. What? That looks like more fun! I'm done with you, girl. And Karaku proceeds to kick Nezuko straight through the chest. And I mean straight through, like the foot is sticking out of her back. And it just shows the foot going straight through her back and a spray of blood around her. And Kanaku says, Sekido! After I pull off this demon girl's limb, stab her with your Kakara staff. Yep, I told you some of these names are gonna make me work for it in order to fully understand it. After I pull off this demon girl's limb, stab her with your Kakara staff. If you keep using lightning, she won't be able to move. That was already my plan. And then Karaku proceeds to steadily try and rip off Nezuko's arm, but before he can fully pull it off, she kicks his head completely off. What a powerful kick! And Nezuko, ripping her own arm, ripping herself away from his grip, proceeds to set him on fire because of her demon blood art. And as he's on fire, she proceeds to rip one of his legs off. What are you doing, you fool? What are you doing, fool? And she takes one of his fans and blows it and swings it in front of him. And since the power of that fan is not limited to Karaku's power, but the power of the fan itself, she sends Karaku flying out of the building. And then Nezuko, aiming at Sekido, aims the fan at him as well, but she's stopped when he uses her staff to stab her straight through the neck and just electrocute her completely with lightning. Can you imagine? Now, here's the thing. Can you imagine being stabbed through the throat? Then imagine having that same thing being stabbed through you and then coursing with like hundreds upon thousands of volts of electricity. Can you imagine that? That's what's happening to Nezuko right now. Now we're back with Tanjiro in the forest as the bird body is constantly zooming in on him, like swooping in on him and slashing him across the face. He's speeding up, and I was trying to get back quickly. The buildings where they are is right over there. What should I do? Think. Right. If I can't defeat him here and now, no, the situation might get much worse. I don't know. Don't hesitate. I have to do it. Nezuko, Genya, hang on. I'll be there soon. And then it shows Genya still going through his mantra. Kaizedai. Harakan. Shusho Chishiki. Choro Shari Hotsu. Makamoku Kenren. And then Sekido was just wondering, like, how are you still alive? Makakasho. What in the world are you? Makakanze Makakasenin. Makakasenin. And then Genya starts laughing. I'll tell you. My name is Genya Shinazukawa. Remember it. It's the name of the man who's going to kill you. And that's the end of chapter 109, onwards to chapter 110. Chapter 110, Sneaking Around. Nezuko is in that building there. I'll be in there in a flash. Can't misjudge the direction. Gotta use his flight ability and momentum to save Nezuko and Genya as quickly as possible. And then the bird body immediately swoops at him, and he looks behind him to find that Tanjiro has used him as a means of lifting himself into the air. Free ride. But Tanjiro has allowed himself to get clawed in the back while he stabs through the bird body's leg and head at the same time. He's light. I knew it. Otherwise, he couldn't flit around with wings that size. This will work. And then, using the bird demon body, he slams into a wall, slams into a building, and screams as the bird body tries to rip and claw at him. But they both break through the wall and tumble right in front of Sekido and Nezuko being electrocuted. Nezuko, Genya! And he sees Nezuko, and he says, Nezuko, stop! And then Sekido says, what are Karaku and Urogi doing? So infuriating. So Karaku is the one that was set on fire by Nezuko, and Urogi is the bird-bodied version that we've seen. So Urogi and Karaku. And Sekido creates another staff in his hands and attempts to stab Tanjiro, but Tanjiro brings out one of Urogi's bird feet and uses it to repel the staff. Urogi's foot. It's made of the same flesh as mine, so lightning won't pass through it. This kid has good instincts. He's smart in a fight. I can't take his head one-handed. His tongue... Oh, wait, this is Tanjiro saying this. I can't take his head one-handed. His tongue. I'll go for his tongue. And Tanjiro proceeds to slash through the bottom half of Sekido's face. Damaging their tongues makes these demons regenerate more slowly. He then uses Urogi's foot to grab the staff out of Nezuko and start to pull it out. Yes, I'll get this out. But before he can fully get it out, he senses another staff appearing right behind him. Uh-oh, behind me! And it slams into Tanjiro, but before it can actually start to do some serious damage, Nezuko has grabbed onto it and has kept it from fully impaling Tanjiro through the neck. It stopped? And Sekido is set on fire by Nezuko's blood demon art. Ugh, what a tricky move. Incredible, Nezuko's blood is doing it. Nezuko! And then he looks on into the night sky to see a body flying into the air, and it is Karaku, who has another, even bigger fan, as he is launching himself into the air, saying, "That looks fun, can I join in?" And he waves his massive fan in their direction, and both Tanjiro and Nezuko are hit with an overwhelmingly massive degree of concussive force from the fan. And they are slammed into the ground, and it actually causes the floor to cave in a maple leaf-like pattern. The pressure, it's crushing me! And they just get crushed into the floor. Both Nezuko and Tanjiro are unconscious. Urogi, Sekido, and Karaku are standing there looking at him, thinking, now, finish them. And now we're cutting to Tokito taking on more of these koi fish demon-looking creatures with him slashing through the pots because that's what their weak point is. Oh, Lord Tokito, thank you! You cut it down in the blink of an eye!
Kanamori!
Young Kotetsu, I'm glad you're unharmed. To be honest, I thought you were already dead. Are you the one called Kanamori? Are you done with my katana? Give it to me already. Oh dear, this is horribly chipped. That's why I came to the village. I see. Oh wait, no, that's Tokito saying that. Oh dear, this is horribly chipped. That's why I came to the village. I see. I'll get you another one. That was fast.
Good, huh? You should be thankful.
Tanjiro asked me to prepare your katana, and he wanted me to understand you. Is that him saying that? Yeah, that is him saying that. Tanjiro asked me to prepare your katana, and he wanted me to understand you. Tanjiro? So I was asked who was the first swordsman in charge of you, and... Oh, right! Haganezuka! And then we cut to another house, and it says, Good! The fish monster isn't here. I was working in that hut. There's a sword for Lord Tokito inside. Take it and go quickly to the village chief. No, I mustn't. Huh? What? And then he immediately grabs Kanamori, saying, Ah! That hurts, and you're ticking me off. And then Tokito says, It's here. So Tokito, being extremely perceptive, notices that the same type of jar that has been appearing on these koi fish-looking demons that he's been dealing with is also in front of the hut that Kanamori was working on. And it's rustling next to a bush. And it is not just a koi fish demon in there, it is Gyoko himself.
Very observant. Oh, you're a Hashira. Why is this hovel so important? What are you trying to hide? Yo.
Upper number 5, Gyoko. And that is the end of chapter 110, onwards to chapter 111. We're making relatively good time right now. Chapter 111, Pretentious Artists.
Yo. Nice to meet you. They call me Yoko. Mind if I talk a little before I kill you? I'd like to show the three of you my creations tonight.
And then Tokito says, Creations? What are you talking about?
Here's the first one.
And he has a jar next to him, and it starts to spit out something, and it's, oh snap, he has messed up so many blacksmiths.
I call this death throes of the smiths.
Seeing as how he is able to forcibly pull and push out a person into his jar, and they are forcibly done so. It's not like they just, like a genie, just shrink into place and they just fit in there. Like infinite cosmic power.
Itty living space.
No, they are forced in there, which means that their bones crack, their bodies mangled and messed up. And he has stuffed 5 blacksmiths into this jar with swords piercing their bodies in different places. And some of their masks are cracked as well, so you can see a partial image of their faces underneath them. And this surprises Kanamori and Kotetsu.
Look first at the hands. Dirty hands with thick calluses like swordsmiths get. I put them in front on purpose.
And then Kanamori recognizes all of them. Lord Kongoji, Tetsuo, Kanaeki, Kotaru. And then Kotetsu's getting sad.
Tetsuhiro. Right, you get it. I've made lavish and detailed use of 5 swordsmiths, but I had no idea you'd be so moved. And running them through with swords brings out a certain smithiness. I left the Hyotoko mask to convey emotionlessness and absurdity. And to top it all off, if I twist the katanas like this, it goes gah!
And he stabs a sword into one of them because they're still alive. And the person screams out in pain in the yeah sound that he mentioned.
Now stop that! So, isn't it wonderful? A recreation of their death throes.
And then Tokito says, Hey, that's enough, you jerk. And proceeds to already be in front of Gyoko, preparing to cut his head off. And Gyoko retreats into his jar and appears in another jar.
I have more to tell you about my creations. Let me finish.
And Tokito thinks to himself, I see. He can travel between the pots.
My preference is that vases.
And before Gyoko can finish, Tokito breaks the pot. It moves fast. It got away again. Next, over there. Another vase? Where do they come from?
How dare you destroy my vase? That was a work of art, you uncultured monkey. A musclehead like you couldn't possibly appreciate my work, but that's all right too.
No, if he's running this much, it's because he'll die if I cut off his head, unlike that dividing demon. And then it shows Gyoko holding another jar in his hands. And some actual big-headed goldfish come out. So it probably wasn't koi fish, but actually like Japanese goldfish. Like, you know the ones with super large cheeks and the super large size tails and fins, and they look really extravagant and shiny and everything. But they come out of the jar, one of the jars he's holding, and Tokito says, goldfish? What the? And the goldfish puff up their cheeks. And I guess this is an attack from Gyoko called Thousand Needle Fish Kill, because they shoot out numerous needles in his direction. And he just barely manages to keep from getting skewered. And these are big needles. These aren't like small little needles. They're big enough to, turn you into a perforated piece of white sheet paper. And another one bloops its cheeks up as it aims towards Kotetsu and Kanamori, and Tokito sees this. Young Kotetsu! And they're saved by Tokito, who allows himself to be hit by numerous needles, including some that go deep into his face. Oh my goodness, why do you have to be so brutal? Lord Tokito! You're in the way. Go hide.
I'm sorry.
And the goldfish prepare to use the 1,000 needle fish kill again, and Tokito proceeds to block the escape of Kanamori and Kotetsu.
You. Covered in needles. You're a laughable sight. So, has the poison begun paralyzing your arms and legs? It really is humorous. You save a worthless life and then lose yours in a worthless place.
And Tokito doesn't move. And apparently, I guess I can't tell who this is. Maybe someone from his past? Whether you're there or not, nothing changes. Your life is that trivial. Who is that? I can't remember. Someone once told me the same thing. Who said that to me? It was summer. It was hot. The house was open, probably because it was so hot. The cicadas were noisy even at night. I know for the longest time I could not say that word. Cicadas, I couldn't for the life of me ever say that word. It was a long time ago. I'm glad I could say that now.
But even so, you're still a Hashira. What shall I create out of you? The possibilities are thrilling.
And Tokito is already in front of Gyoko saying, shut up. You're boring me. And his sword hits Gyoko's neck. And Gyoko brings out another jar and proceeds to throw a massive torrent of water just comes out of it and envelops Tokito.
Blood demon art, water prison pot.
And Tokito is trapped in like pretty much a water prison jutsu, but it's in the shape of a pot, because that's Gyoko's style.
Death by suffocation is stylish and beautiful, and the feeling of danger at having a blade to your neck. This is tremendous.
And Tokito tries to cut into it, but the water bends around it and extends so that the sword can't actually do any lasting damage to it. No, I can't cut it.
I've stopped your breathing, which is a demon slayer's greatest weapon. It's wonderful to imagine your face contorting as you writhe in agony. Yo. It will be a great blow to the demon slayers if we destroy this village, and if we weaken the demon slayers, it won't be long before we take Ubu Yakshi's head. Hee-oh, hee-oh.
And then we see a crow flying overhead. And we have Mitsuri! I got her name right this time, not Mitsuki, but Mitsuri.
I have to hurry. Everyone in the village is in danger. But the area I'm in charge of and the villager swordsmith are so close. What a surprise. All right, I can do this.
And that's the end of chapter 111, onwards to chapter 112. I'm having such a fantastic time with this. Chapter 112, Transitions. And we have one of the swordsmiths going, enemy attack! Demons! Enemy attack! Protect the clan leaders! Get the Hashida's katana! Get the chief to safety! And it shows that the place is slowly being overrun by these big old giant goldfish demons. And one of them manages to grab onto the guy ringing the bell and just starts to eat him. A little bit of forethought notes here, or here saying like, apology in the magazine, the opening color pages announced the anime series to the graphic novel readers are apologized from the bottom of however any misunderstanding caused by the gleeful 2-page spread in the middle of the attack on the village. Even the words congrats on the anime are missing, so it's just like Tanjiro and the others are allies of the demons. It's a deeply regrettable mistake on the part of the author. Please forgive me. I'm very sorry. Upper ranks are here. It's hard. So in between where it says the enemies are, where the panels are saying the enemies are attacking, it had like celebratory color pages in there as well. But now it shows people getting attacked by these goldfish demons from the vase, and they're getting slashed across the back. Tetsugoro! Be careful, this monster's claws are as sharp as blades! Get inside! And it shows another goldfish in the distance. It's no use! Fall back! Fall back! And then Mitsuri appears and slashes straight through one of the goldfish demons, saying,
Sorry I'm late, I'll slay them all. I'll slay them all right away.
And she does just that. In an instant, multiple pots that keep these goldfish demons alive all get sliced in an instant, and she's not even nowhere in the panel. She just cuts straight through all of them. Whoa, it's a Hashira! Amazing!
She's fast and strong. She's a strong Hashira. I forgot because she's so cute.
Then it shows one of the people who are there tending to the chief of the village. And it shows the chief being gripped and held, and he's massively injured by a large version of these goldfish demons. And he's bleeding everywhere. He's bleeding out of his mask, which means he's bleeding out of his face, and he's choking extremely hard. The demon easily defeated the core members who protect the village. I can't let the chief die. He's the most skilled in the village. This monster is too big, my attacks won't do anything, and it's freakishly fast. Then, in an instant, I know those stockings. Mitsuri is there.
Don't move. I think you have internal injuries.
And somehow her sword is moving around in a very flexible whip-like manner. It's like one of those flexible swords. Like I draw back to that one episode from Jormungandr, where this woman is interviewing I want to say Coco's brother, and she takes a belt out and she tries to kill him, but then his bodyguard is there with her. She keeps it from hitting him, but her sword is like extremely flexible and can actually bend around her. Lady Kanroji! What's with her sword? Did Chief Tetchin make that? I heard some rumors, but that's really weird. And the goldfish demon bears down on her and just growls and roars at her. And then we have Mitsuri's type of breathing. Love breathing? First form. Shivers! And in an instant, the goldfish is slashed in multiple locations, just completely in an instant, like it ain't nothing. Oh, it only shows one panel, but this is a double page. This is a double page panel here.
Shivers of first love.
And she sliced through all of its pots and multiple arms and legs in a single instant. And the goldfish itself is lacerated all across its body.
Those who needlessly hurt others will never touch my heart.
And the giant goldfish demon just crumbles as it dies. And it releases the chieftain as he starts to fall down to the ground as well, and Mitsuri manages to grab him in time.
Chief Tenchin! Chief Tenchin! Are you alright? Hang in there.
And the chief really can't say anything.
Chief Tenchin, can you hear me?
A cute young woman is holding me. How happy I am!
Shame on you, Chief Tenchin.
I fell on my head. Please hold my hand.
Oh, sorry. Are you alright?
I'm so happy. And the guard just passes out. What? What is that smell? And Tanjiro's awake. Don't be so skittish. Why run away? And apparently, when Nezuko and Tanjiro were knocked out, Nezuko woke up first and has been dodging Sekido's lightning attacks all this time that Tanjiro has been unconscious. And she's been dodging all these attacks this whole time. But they actually get hit by one blast. Oh, right. That demon with an Uchiwa fan attacked me and I passed out. Nezuko must have woken up first, like I said. And Urogi, the flying version, with the bird claws and the bird talons and the wings, closes in on Nezuko and Tanjiro and tries to swipe at him. But Tanjiro manages to narrowly dodge that. Tch. Hey, quit lollygagging, Karaku. Blow this building up. I was about to anyway. And then the whole building just implodes. Think. How do I strike a great blow at the enemy? An attack that he can't heal right away. And then Nezuko grabs onto Tanjiro's sword. Our prospects have improved considerably. Now they have nowhere to hide. Ah, the debris. Nezuko, it's all right. I won't leave you. Let go of the sword. I'll move the debris. Nezuko, stop. You'll cut your fingers. And Nezuko is not letting go of the sword. But she's running her hands along the sword. Ooh, I know what she's doing. Nezuko, stop. Yes, he confirmed my suspicions. What I thought Nezuko was doing was she was allowing the blood to get on his sword so it can be set on fire. And that's exactly what this panel shows. Nezuko's blood is burning the blade. It's changing color. As the black blade's temperature rises, it's turning red. Covered in her blood, it's blazing blood katana. Yo, his blade looks amazing. It's on fire. It's red and it's on fire. Oh, it's so sweet. I love this. That's the end of chapter 112. Onwards to chapter 113. Only 2 more chapters after that, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost done, and I won't take up too much more of your time. Chapter 113, Bright Red Blade. It's turning red.
Samurai-sama, your katana only turns red when you fight, eh? Why is that? It's mysterious. Usually it's deep black like obsidian. It's very pretty.
Who was that? Oh, right. This must be an inherited memory. Samurai-sama must be that swordsman with the earrings. His katana was deep black. It was a black sword like mine. And my katana also just turned red. The color changed. The blade turned red due to the power of Nezuko's blood. So while it's probably different from how that swordsman's blade changed, right now my sword is like his. I get stronger, but so do the demons, and I get beaten up and injured. But each time somebody helps me and saves my life, I have to pay that back. The hopes of everyone who has lent their strength to me, their feelings are one. Defeat demons and protect innocent lives. That's what I must do too. And he stands before the rest of the demons right there as the illusion of people pushing him forward. Urokodaki, Nezuko, and Zenitsu, Inosuke, Uzui, and possibly even Rengoku push him forward.
Your cheap tricks can't beat me. It doesn't hurt if you cut me. It doesn't even itch.
And then Urogi, the flying demon, prepares to fly into Tanjiro. And then Sekido immediately recognizes what's happening. A burning blade, bright red, based on Lord Muzan's memory. That blood belonged to the swordsman who almost cut off Lord Muzan's head. And Urogi zooms into Tanjiro, and the scar that is on Tanjiro changes from a scar into a flame-like pattern. They are becoming one. And Tanjiro takes the same stance as that swordsman did. Hinokami Kagura! Sun Halo Dragon Headlance! And Tanjiro not only disappears from the path of Urogi, but he is also behind Sekido and Karaku as well in an instant with this incredibly detailed and drawn panel right here with the Sun Halo Dragon Headlance. Urogi's head gets cut off, Karaku's head gets cut off, and Sekido's head gets cut off, and their mouth gets sliced into as well to keep them from regenerating. I thought for a long time about that one attack, about the reason that one strike had the power to cut off Gyutaro's head. The sensations of that moment, my breathing, the way I used my strength, the way my whole body felt like it was burning, and my forehead. I understand. I can do this. Only one more demon. We have to sever the heads of all four at once. Where's the last one? Which is Aizetsu that's been contending and dealing with Genya right now. And he looks over where Genya is. And Genya is holding the head of Aizetsu in his hands. So Genya has pretty much contended with the final demon himself. Genya is unharmed. He cut off the head of the fourth one. He did it. He did it. At the same time, and before he can say anything, Genya... Oh... What happened to Genya? He has the appearance of a demon. His eyes are black with red irises. And he's glaring at Tanjiro with fangs and veins all over his face. Is that Genya? Why does he look like that? Just like... And then the heads that Tanjiro has cut off start screaming out. What kind of attack was that? I can't regenerate. It's burning. And then, so, given the nature of how Tanjiro and Nezuko combine their abilities for him to be able to cut off their heads, he can't regenerate his head and it's still bleeding. All of their heads cannot regenerate right now in order for them to be put back on. Quit whining. It's embarrassing. You're regenerating. Just slowly. The attack is working. I don't know what happened to Genya, but I know he cut off that demon's head. I suspect that even if we cut off all four heads, they wouldn't fall like Gyutaro and his sister. There's almost no point to attacking this emotion demon. I've been wondering about something for a while. Is the neck ever not the fatal spot? Or is it even not ever not this fatal spot? I think it's ever not. Is the neck ever not the fatal spot? But I thought I've gotten something wrong. That brief scent. Yes, that's the smell of a fifth one. There's a fifth body here. I have to find it. I bet the neck of the fifth demon is... And before he can think anymore, he's grabbed by Genya, who says, Don't get cocky. I'm the one who's gonna slay the upper rank demon. It wasn't your strength that beat upper rank 6. That's why you haven't become a Hashira. Ah, yeah, that's right. Before you can, I'm gonna... And then he notices that Genya is frothing at the mouth. Genya, you're frothing! You're choking me. What's wrong?
I'm the one who's gonna be a Hashira.
I get it. Nezuko and I will support you with our full strength. Let's fight together. There must be a fifth demon. I'll look. Go buy me some time. And Genya is just dumbfounded by the fact that Tanjiro is saying, like, I'm going to help you. Like, he doesn't get the fact that Tanjiro is not trying to steal anyone's glory right now. He's not used to that.
I know what you're up to, getting me to drop my guard.
And then Tanjiro's eyes shine. And that alone causes Genya to think, like, what the heck is going on here? But they immediately jump back as the lightning comes down around him. Watch out! I'll tell you as soon as I find the fifth one. Just be careful not to attack Nezuko. She's my little sister. The anger demon is already back up. Hurry. Search. Concentrate. Where is it? Since the Uchiwa demon used wind, the smell of hot spring sulfur is in the air. And then we have Hantengu, who's by himself.
It's all right. They won't fight me. It's okay. Kido Airaku will defeat the Kido Airaku will defeat the bad guys.
There. I found it. And that's the end of chapter 113 onwards to chapter 114. Chapter 114, Wanted, Respect. RASPECT. Genya, straight to the northeast. The fifth one is hunkered down there. Go, I'll back you up.
Northeast.
Nezuko, go help Genya. Don't let the demons interfere with him. And they get blown back. And the whole area is enveloped in wind by Karaku. Don't get blown away. Stay right here. Uh-oh, a lightning attack is coming too. And before Sekido can do anything, Nezuko is right on him. But Nezuko is skewered through the side by Aizetsu and pinned to a tree. Then, in an instant before Sekido can do anything, his arm is sliced through by Tanjiro, who's using that Hinokami Kagura again, and his scar has turned into a flame-like pattern again. In this, and you can see it here in the corner of this panel here. That boy has gotten faster. From the moment we met, he had already surpassed the level his lordship told me about. He has outstanding reflexes and adapts to the fight, and he demonstrates explosive growth at critical levels. Then it shows Tanjiro cutting through Urogi, his wings, and through his tongue again to keep them. The thing is, he is slicing through most of them and slicing through their abilities to regenerate so that they don't actually have a chance to aid each other in their fight. Like, he's thinking quickly enough to keep them from regenerating. Then Nezuko grabs Aizetsu by his head. She literally impales her own hand in order to grab him by the hair. And using him as a grip, she pulls herself towards him, even though she's still impaled on his spear. She pulls herself towards him and latches onto him, and then envelops him in flames. Uh-oh. Karaku! And Tanjiro is dealing with Karaku to keep and Tanjiro is flattened by the Uchiwa fan and flattened into the ground. For now, the boy who lets the lead fly. Now for the boy who lets the lead fly. And before Karaku can do anything, his arm is sliced clean through.
He cut me. The brat!
Genya, on your right, it's moving south! Find it!
I'm looking. I've been looking this whole time. Can I not see it because of some demonic art? Where? The longer this goes on, the more exhausted I get.
West! Further right! It's close, on the ground! Genya!
Where?
And then he looks, and he sees that Hantengu has shrunken down in size, like miniature size, in order to hide from Genya and screams out, "It's tiny!" And he tries to shoot him with the shotgun. "It's too small. This is the main body? This guy? The little creep? How was I supposed to find that? He's the size of a mouse. The other 4 are really strong. This pipsqueak is controlling them? While fighting those 4, we gotta go mouse hunting? Sheesh. Now I see how they've defeated so many Demon Slayer Corps members so far. Give me a break. So sneaky, that really ticks me off." And then he brings his sword onto the neck of Hantenku, or at least this main body, and he hits it in the neck and he says, "Yes, got him! I've won!" But his sword breaks the moment it touches his neck. My blade. I can't cut him. No way. No way. His neck is only as thick as a finger. And then he attempts to shoot on Tengu again, the main body again, with a shotgun, but nothing happens. It's no use. And then Sekido is directly behind him. And Genya knows, but he can't do anything about it. "No, I was too slow. I can't dodge. He's got me. I can't heal my neck." And then someone appears in his memory. "Sanemi, I wanted to become a Hashira so you would respect me, and I wanted to apologize for that one time." And that's the end of chapter 114. Onwards to the last chapter for today. Chapter 115, To Be a Hashira. My mother was a very short woman. It didn't take long for me to grow taller than her. She worked from morning until night. I never saw her sleep. My father was big but good for nothing. He was stabbed by a rival and he died, which was just what he deserved. My father often hit my mother, and us. Despite her small frame, she always shielded us from my father. He was like a monster. She was a hero to me. And then some kids are speaking and saying,
Mother hasn't come home? Is she all right?
"It's all right. Sanemi went to look for her."
But she's never been this late before. It's nearly dawn.
"It's okay. You must be tired. Sleep. When you wake up, Mother and Sanemi will have returned." And then there's a knock at their door.
Mother? Mother!
"Wait, don't open it. It might not be Mom." And before these other kids can get to the door quick enough, they are immediately blown back by something, and it cuts across all of them. It literally just obliterates these kids. "An animal? A wild dog? No, a wolf. It's dark. I can't see. It's fast." Whatever it is, it launches at them. But it's tackled by Shinazugawa, it looks like. "Genya, run! Sanemi!" And Sanemi topples off of a balcony outside of the house with a loud thud from the outside. "Shuya! Hiroshi! Koto! Teiko! Sumi! Put pressure on the wound! I'll get a doctor right away! Hang in there!" And Genya runs off into the distance, and he sees Sanemi standing over someone. And Genya looks, and it's Sanemi, and this person was their mom. "Mom! Mom! Mom! Why did you kill Mom? Murderer! You murderer!" And then we cut back to the present in this memory. "I'm sorry I said such a terrible thing, Sanemi. It's nothing more than an excuse, but I was confused. Shuya, Hiroshi, Koto, Teiko, and Sumi were cold and wouldn't respond. It was no use. I knew they were going to die. That wolf, I thought it was a wolf, but it was our mother turned into a demon. when he fought to protect us and fell outside as the dawn broke. He noticed for the first time that it was our mother who had attacked the family. I wonder how my big brother felt after he had killed his beloved mother and was shattered. How did it feel to be abused by the younger brother he had desperately fought to protect, even though we had promised to protect the family together? Genya, the two of us must protect the family now that our father is dead. It's a relief he's gone, but without a father, everyone feels hopeless. From now on, you and I will protect our mother and our younger siblings, all right? And they're just walking into the night. Not just from now on, but like we always have. Right? Not just from now on, but like we always have, right? And then Sanami just looks at him and then smiles. Now we're back to the present. I'm sorry, Sanami. I'm going to die without ever apologizing. You smiling at me is too good of a thing to flash before my eyes. I didn't have any talent, Sanami. I can't use breathing, and I can't become a Hashira. It's hard to find a Hashira unless you become one. I worked so hard, but in the end it was no use. And then it shows Sanami while he's older saying, Scum like you can't be my brother. Quit the Demon Slayer Corps. Why? I'm your little brother. And then as it shows the spear, it shows Sekido's staff bearing down on the neck of Genya. His arm is sliced through with flamed ends, so we know who cut him, and it barely manages to miss his neck. It still grazes his neck, but Tanjiro is the one who saves him. Genya, don't give up! Try again! Try to cut its head off! Do not give up! This time you can do it! I'll cover you. Focus on cutting off its head. Aren't you going to become a Hashira, Genya Shinazugawa? And then as Tanjiro is landing back on the ground, Genya notices that Aizetsu is preparing to come up behind him. Uh-oh, behind me. Weeping Spears. And as Aizetsu uses a move that pretty much shatters and splits apart every tree in his path. Uh-oh, he got me dead on. Huh? Go. And it shows Genya, who has been pretty much mutilated by this attack. Multiple bored holes are through his body and through his legs. How he's standing, I have no idea. Genya! I can't take its head. You do it. Just this one time, I'll allow it. And then Tanjiro gets up as Genya faces off against Aizetsu. There! It's tiny! And Tanjiro uses the Hinokami Kagura to slice at the neck of Han Tengu. And he thinks to himself, yes, it's gonna work! Then Han Tengu screams out in pain. And thus ends chapter 115 and ends volume 13, Transitions. That is the end of chapters 1 through chapters 107 through 115, spelling the end of volume 13. And pretty much, man, there is so much going on. We're getting so many flashbacks for people right now. I can only wonder how the story's gonna look after the next time we read through this next chapter. As you know, I always do my Demon Slayer read-throughs on Mondays. Given the fact that next Monday is also the last day of the month, that is also the day that I use One Piece. I do my One Piece reflections over the chapters that we got over the past month. So I'm gonna have the next episode of Demon Slayer done well before Monday, so that way I can just upload it. I can have it uploaded and be ready for you guys, so that way I can dedicate time to my One Piece reflections for May. So, just thought I'd let you know that. With that being said, I enjoyed all these chapters, and I hope you guys enjoyed them as well as I read through them. My voice was kind of a little bit scratchy a little bit, so I might need to get myself something to drink when I'm done here, but that's just for me personally. With that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.